Futureloop Black Bedlam by Rohit Lekhi from CCRU's Abstract Culture Swarm No. 1. This text from CCRU.net. Cut to 1920. The dream of univocal representationism has shattered in the face of modernity's greatest paranoia trip to date. The orgasmic intensities of mass suicide have laid bare the nightmare condition of self-domination. 8 million dead. This is only the beginning. Modernity seeks salvation, a new vision, an eternal myth, to redeem us from the formless universe of contingency. By order, bring about freedom, screams Le Corbusier. Technological efficiency in machinic production is the path to salvation. White heat will cleanse the defiled soul modernity. The fascist war machine is replenished. We declare the splendor of the world has been increased by a new beauty, the beauty of speed. Beauty exists only in struggle. A work that is not aggressive in character cannot be a masterpiece. We want to glorify war, the world's only hygiene, militarism, patriotism, the destructive act of the anarchists, the beautiful ideas for which one dies. Cut to 1935. The thirst for machinic efficiency is by now unquenchable. Ezra Pound engages in a quest to command meaning with an ordering machine of language. Everything can be called by its right name, and has one place only, and no place is occupied by two things at the same time. But as the machine launches into overdrive, as order construction intensifies, the waste piles up, putrefying and formless. But nothing at all may remain outside, because the mere idea of outsideness is the very source of fear. As long as it remains stubbornly elusive, waste will corrode machinic beauty. It must be given its right name: Jew slime, sewers of Palestine, the vague stinking pea soup, crawling slime of a secret rule. The gasp of surprise which accompanies the experience of the unusual becomes its name. It fixes transcendence of the unknown in relation to the known, and therefore terror as sacredness. Man imagines himself free from fear when there is no longer anything unknown. Cut to 1943. Modernity's soul is cleansed in Bauhaus-inspired death camps. Cut to the future, 4600 BC, remixing Genesis. First, the moon separated from the earth, then the first humans. Original man were black people. The renegade black scientist Jacob created the white devil race. Serial time never makes it to the future. The present, however, must always mythologize beyond itself. How else can it survive? Alienations dissipate these linear memory tracks, relearning the past as future. The future feeds into the past present. Cut to 1920. Wake up Ethiopia. Wake up Africa. Let Africa be a bright star among the constellation of nations. Garvey invokes a being African in order to relearn the future as past. But being African can only ever be present. Being African has literally no future. I'd rather call myself an alien, because I don't understand society. Becoming African is bodily thought beyond the realm of possibility in the world of virtual, at once super abstract and infra-concrete. It grasps the environment of molarity common to different bodies from the perspective of the potential curtailed. Even blacks, as the Black Panthers said, must become black. Cut to the future. Lay Sunny Ra, Sun Ra, born of Saturn, trips out of linear time at escape velocity. Space is the place. Space is the place. Space is the place. And Coltrane, terminally impatient with limits, with the trivial categories and opposites within earthly language, purges all traces of vestigial fictionism in interstellar space. Only real humans would want to become robots. Cut to the future. Technological speculation. Syncretic belief systems such as voodoo, hoodoo, Santeria, Mambo, and Macumba function very much like the joysticks, data gloves, and spaceballs used to control virtual reality. The emergence of machine intelligence coincides with the discovery that machines are complex systems, and complex systems are everywhere, assemblages at the edge of order and chaos. Cut to 1964. McLuhan envisages a total prosthetics. and electronic skin engendering macrocosmic man, the modernist fantasy of machinic domination as reinforced, the fascistic fantasy of transcendence. Contra Haraway's cyborg is located in the belly of the monster, in a techno-strategic discourse. According to the Human Genome Project, we become a particular kind of text, which can be reduced to code fragments banked in transnational data storage systems and redistributed in all sorts of ways that fundamentally affect reproduction and labor and life chances and so on. Cut to the future, 1990. Armageddon been in effect. Slavery has already distributed the black genome. Code is fragmented into catastrophic modalities of identity without hope of resolution. What does it mean to be human now? African, we is all African. Cut to 1997. Predator remixes. The authorial voice is slowed down, and its attendant ocular is irradiated. Predator learns to decipher complex codes. Not a book, only libidinal installments. Can you feel it? Cut to the future. Black technology, sampler methodology. Voodoo transformers turn molar passivities into molecular intensities. The fascist fantasy putrefies into the hallucinogenic nightmare of the dark side. Corbusian clean space is disfigured, demolished by wall scrawl. Bleeper culture networks a black economy. The howls of atomic dogs pierce the bourgeoisified calm of radio state FM. Black box technology is oppositional art, a specific misuse and conscientious desecration of the artifacts of technology. Cut to 1992. Los Angeles, video capture, Black Planet been in effect. Cut to the future, black technology, CCTV surveillance, ECT shock therapy, low-cost bodies authenticate transnational profit, high-tech prisons overcapacitate, critical limit 2020, slow-release contraception, court enforced. Cut to the future, no future, no future, no future, no future. Black Bedlam. What are the roots that clutch? What branches grow out of the stony rubbish? Son of man, you cannot say or guess, for you know only a heap of broken images, where the sun beats, and the dead tree gives no shelter, the cricket no relief, and the dry stone no sound of water, only there's a shadow under this reed rock. Come in under the shadow of this red rock, and I will show you something different from either. Your shadow at morning striding beside you, your shadow at evening rising to meet you. I will show you fear in a handful of dust. T.S. Eliot, The Wasteland. Eliot's invitation to behold the dark side is emblematic of a modernity that is always already putrefying. The dark side is not modernity's shadow, but its other. The dark side cannot be reclaimed at sunset. The Son of Man cannot reference that for which he is not pivotal, that which eludes his regulative framework. Beyond, there is only fear, modernity's fear, loathing, contempt. Welcome to the terror dome. In the wasteland, the dead tree gives no shelter, no relief, no sound of water. Arborescence is death. The tree is ever more burdened. The white man's burden. The center must be reinforced. Pathological state consumption is the only response. And as if obeying some logarithmic formula, the distinction between the center and its burden becomes imperceptible. And the shadow, albeit astride, is recovered at dusk with elemental regularity. But paranoia and neurosis are by now endemic. Something eludes totalization. It can only be known by fear. By now, that fear is almost uncontrollable. Welcome to the terror dome. Identity is photographic image, positive and negative film. Transparencies overlaid dissolve into blackness. Blackness is self-immolation. The roots of blackness are strangulating. Predatory war machines accelerating through the jungle, uprooting arboreal sedimentation, mongrelizing authenticity. Feral improvisation displaces arboreal code with a revolutionary, almost cataclysmic velocity. Speed kills. The war machine invents absolute speed. Accelerate through the deindustrialized Siberia of Detroit, Michigan, machine gun. All that remains of the Motor City are decaying monuments to the Rust Belt. Sedimentation is suicide. But sedimentary death is slow and lingering. The center screams ever louder, ever more anguished, desperate to replenish, to re-territorialize, through violence and coercion. But blackness always eludes this moment. It is always already beyond sedimentation. Blackness is not a state of being, only of doing. Blackness refuses ontology, refuses the photographic moment of subjugation. That moment is always past. The center territorializes the past and the present, but always the present is past. The future is all there ever is. There is only ever T+1, and only blackness exists here. No beginning, no end, no directional impulse. Only ever movement in time. What will make that current flow into words? Asks Irigari. It is multiple devoid of causes, meanings, simple qualities. Yet it cannot be decomposed. There, rivers flow into no definitive sea. These streams are without fixed banks. This body without fixed boundaries. This unceasing mobility. This life, which will perhaps be called our restlessness, whims, pretense, or lies. The sedimented identitarianism of the self-other is always already past. Deconstruction has no place in the future. In the future, there is only noise, mongrelized noise, remixed and respliced into epileptic intensities that are never known, only encountered. Thought is stretched, reversed, accelerated noise. Funked up schizo. Arborescence demands silence. Anti-cult deprogramming techniques must be executed. Delete the future, surrender to the center, postpone Armageddon. Yet, as Baudrillard says, everything has already become nuclear, far away, vaporized. The explosion has already occurred. What more do you want? Slavery, imperialism, and brutalizing racism is always in effect. This is the future. The future is black.